Good morning, my friends. It's the Crutch Mullet, Don Clark, back again. I haven't vlogged for a while, but this morning I feel moved to by one particular incident. And I'd like to address this vlog directly to Showmax regarding their decision to remove several of my friend Leon Schuster's films from their platform. Now, let me start off by saying that Leon Schuster has been a client of mine for 35 years and has become a very dear friend. I know Leon intimately, and I really don't think that the general public understand the man as well as I do. Let me just start by saying that Leon, to the nation, to the public, he might appear to be a comedian, a clown, a prankster, a slapstick person who produces funny films. And that's all. But let me tell you right now, and I need to tell the nation this, Leon is actually one of the warmest, most intelligent, deep-thinking, long-suffering people that I've ever met. Leon has an enormous heart. He has such an enormous heart and such a good mind that he feels everything, which is the very reason why he's a clown. You know, many clowns become clowns because they feel so deeply. And they're actually sad. Many clowns are sad. And Leon has become a clown over the years because he feels deeply. He feels deeply for everything, for his people. And he is the last person in this country who is a racist. The last. So I find this decision of the Showmax board or whoever very short-sighted, because I don't think they've even delved into the issues involved here, or even the man for that matter. But let's put the man aside and let's look at the issues. Let's look at why they are removing these films. Okay, apparently it's because of the blackface issue. You know, a white person paints himself black, and that's apparently offensive. But I have to ask, is it not possible that there have been films made where a black guy paints himself white, the character in a film? I'm sure it is. You know, Dustin Hoffman dressed up as a woman. He played Mrs. Doubtfire in a film. Does that mean that he offended all women? I'm not sure about that concept. And let me take it further. Leon and I right now are busy on a song called The Prostate Shuffle. And it's essentially about prostate problems in men over a certain age. And it's very funny. It's a funny song, you know. But doesn't mean that we are going to offend everybody who has a prostate problem. And that's a hell of a lot of men over 50. I mean, you know, these things can just be taken too far, these ideas. I think it was about 2 years ago, Leon did an interview in which he said he will never do a blackface again because he does understand it's a sensitive issue. And he hasn't, and he won't. But, you know, it's not just about black faces. The point with Leon Schuster is that he sends everybody up. Parody, satire, mimicry, and mime are all elements of the performing arts. And if you think about it, he doesn't just send black people up. He sends everybody up. He sends the Indians up. He sends the coloreds up. He sends people from other countries up. He sends himself up above all. And the person that he's probably sent up the most ever in all the time that he's been mimicking people is Naas Botha, an Afrikaans guy, an Afrikaans hero, and somebody that Leon knows well. He sends him up. Naas doesn't mind. Leon's even got a pair of teeth made to look like Naas's, and he sends him up. That's what Leon does. You know, he's a mime. He's a mimic. It's parody. There's nothing harmful in it. And that's why I don't understand why an issue that happens in America, this George Floyd thing, which was a tragic incident, totally unnecessary in my opinion, very sad, and it shouldn't have happened. A white cop kills a black, whatever he was, convict, crook, or I don't know if he was had a police, it doesn't matter. That has sparked a worldwide outcry, and has brought the Black Lives Matter movement to the fore, which is fine. You know, I believe in the Black Lives Matter thing. I believe in redress. I believe in restitution for past injustices. I believe in all of that. But you know, the thing that really worries me is that I think people react before they think. A knee-jerk reaction. A knee-jerk reaction is defined as something that happens or exists as a result of habit rather than careful consideration. That's what a knee-jerk reaction is. And in my opinion, there's too much knee-jerk reaction going on throughout the world right now. Regarding the COVID-19 virus, regarding the Black Lives Matter, the George Floyd thing. I mean, people must stop and think before they react. But you know what? The masses don't. I do believe that this massive knee-jerk reaction to the George Floyd incident, okay, while it's worthy to a point, okay, actually it constitutes, in my mind, a situation where political correctness has gone way too far. Political correctness has gone beyond the pale. Let me use an analogy. I like using analogies to illustrate things. Let's say you go to the supermarket with your little kid, okay, and the kid decides it wants a sweet. It sees a sweet, it wants that sweet. And you say, no, you can't have that sweet. So the kid starts protesting. Quietly at first, then more noisily. Then eventually the kid is rolling around on the floor, having a tantrum, screaming and shouting, making a fool of you, making a scene for everyone in the supermarket to see. So there's a number of ways one can react to that. You can smack the kid in public, which is not a good idea. You can pick the kid up, you can try and calm the kid down, but possibly the best thing to do is get out of there as quickly as you can, get the kid to the car, get the kid home, and sort the situation out. But here's my point. The worst thing you can do is give in to that child and buy the sweet for it. Buy that child the sweet, the child has won. Game over. The child has used, I wouldn't use violence, but the child has used dramatic and very uncivilized and very uncalled for actions in order to achieve that sweet, and you've rewarded those actions by buying the child the sweet. Okay, so that's my analogy. And in my opinion, that's what's happening in the world today. People are way too soft, in my opinion. You know, one has to employ a degree of resilience in this world. It's a hard life. You can't just capitulate to every pressure that comes along. But this is what's happening. Let's assume that the whole world is having an adult tantrum. Or not the whole world. Let's assume that people who feel they're marginalized. Let's assume that people who feel that they're getting a raw deal in this life are having an adult tantrum. And you know what? Instead of reasoning with them and working out a middle ground, what political correctness is giving them the sweet, as one would give the child the sweet. It puts out completely the wrong message, but worst of all, it sets a precedent that can only result in total chaos down the road. It can only result in a nation, in a world where everybody gets their own way the moment they feel offended, the moment they stand up and squeal and protest. In other words, discipline, and more to the point, self-discipline, are out the window. And a world without self-discipline is a world without civilization. It's a world full of chaos. And that, I'm afraid, is what political correctness is becoming, in my opinion. It is way overblown. It is way abused. The concept is good, but in the wrong hands, it is entirely destructive. But let's get back to the Leon Schuster issue. I'd just like to bring your attention to another very popular comedian, Trevor Noah, who's done huge things because of the American show that he's on, and he's very popular. He sends up everybody. Okay? He sends up everybody, white, black, Indian, and he does it beautifully. He does it in a very funny way, much like Leon did. And guess what? He never gets censured. Okay? I don't know why. Is it because he's colored? I don't know. Is it because Leon's white and he's colored? I don't want to go there. This is not a political issue. I'm here today to defend my dear friend Leon Schuster, because I believe that Showmax are making a big mistake. Showmax are maligning his work for the wrong reasons. Showmax are not thinking. Okay, they're just reacting. Leon has never been racist. He's never intended to be racist. He never will be racist. I just want to quote something that came in from a friend of mine on Facebook today. And I think it's very worthy. Her name is Jenny Grinwist. And she wrote this. She said, Schuster may have highlighted racial issues in his skits, but he wasn't applauding them. He simply opened necessary dialogue in a non-threatening way. Getting people to talk over offense requires a new way of seeing things. Not threat, not anger. I would say his humor redirected attitudes, not reinforced them. Well done, Jenny. That's absolutely the point. And you know what, people? I would suggest, and I'm directing this to you, Showmax, and so you can hear, this is coming from my heart. I would suggest to the people, to you, my friends, that you stand against us. Start petitions, okay? Boycott Showmax, if you will. Maybe that's the way to go. Because I don't believe this is fair. I believe that Leon is being maligned in a very unjust way. And you know what? He's given this country so much to laugh at. He's given this country so much to lighten up about. But here's another point that I haven't made yet. I don't know, and I mean, I don't know how many of you know, and I certainly do know, because Alfin Tumbela is also a friend of mine. I don't know if you know what huge support Leon has from the black market. The black people adore him. They are actually his biggest supporters. He has an enormous support base in the very market that Showmax want us to believe he is insulting. So people, please, let me end it there. Leon is a wonderful man. He is far from being a racist. And I think that he's being unfairly treated in this case. Let's stand behind him. Let's get behind Leon. People, beyond that, I just want to say thanks for listening to me again. Have a wonderful weekend. And love and peace to you all from the Crutch Mullet. Till next time, bye-bye.